Round number 20 for the Mexican Grand Prix is upon us. We have 4 races left this season and the championship is close. Now, the previous race, the United States Grand Prix, guys, at Austin, will be linked in the top right. Spoiler warning, big spoiler warning ahead in 3, 2, 1. We arrive at this race with one hand on the World Drivers' Championship. Now, I've done the math. Mathematically, we cannot win the championship this race. The gap to Verstappen is 83 points, and currently with 4 races to go and a sprint in Brazil and 4 fastest laps up for grabs, there is 112 points up for grabs. So even if we were to win this race, I don't believe it would be enough. So either way, we're going to try and win it and get just a bit closer, and that would pretty much lock us in to win the race and the championship next time out in Brazil. We have an upgrade on the car for the weight reduction, which is going to be a major upgrade. So just a single one for this one, but still a pretty significant one. And you can see we're now 6th once again in the performance chart. We won the last race, having started from the very back of the grid after having an engine failure in the sprint. So big things are upon us this race, and we can try and hopefully again get closer to not just the drivers but the Constructors' Championship as well. Both titles, very much up for grabs, and we can definitely win both of them. Even though Leclerc has been dropping his performance lately, we are going from strength to strength, and we done with the practice, got through the race runs as always. Car felt good, looked good, and we had decent pace. Also, very similar tyre wear and fuel use to Kota last time out, so very consistent numbers, which is good for just predicting where the car is going to be. Now, pace wise, P7, that's a good start for practice if we're in the top 10. Mercedes once again 1-2 out front, looking very strong. You can see our R&D points total now nearly 4,000 points, but we do have that regulation change announced for season 2, which could be interesting if we were to continue. So I'm going to save points and basically prepare to save upgrades, because we're so far ahead of the championship. We don't really have to invest too heavily in upgrades because we're very close to winning those titles, and we can reinvest those points into protecting upgrades for next season. So with that done, here we go then. Qualifying time in Mexico. Visor down, helmet on, and it's time to send it as we jump into qualifying. You can see currently letting Leclerc by on our outlap. Russell setting a 1:14.9 as a banker lap, and we are going to finish our first time lap going purple in sector 2, now into the Ferrari, the baseball stadium, getting the car rotated over the curbs, very slow speed section, and now out of the final corner, looking to get up to the line, taking a tight line here. 1:14.3 benchmark set, message sent loud and clear as we set the reference. You can see here currently the margin is huge. We've put a second on our teammate who's P6, and right now Piastri third behind Russell, Alonso in there as well, but crucially no sign of our nearest rival Max Verstappen. Now that could be interesting. Either way, heading on to the final attempt, we'll see if Max does get on the board. For now though, we are going to start our final qualifying lap, and to be fair, the last one was near enough perfect. Very complete lap and very fast lap. Not really much time on the table. We're going to try though and find a little bit as the checkered flag drops. Starting off as turn 1 and then turn 2 quickly in your face, and then turn 3. Important to get the exit right, carry 4th gear throughout that entire sequence, and we are up by 300ths at sector 1. On the brakes for turn 4, just after the 100 meter ball down to 3rd gear, open up turn 5 as we have a bit of traffic here in the form of Ocon, who isn't quite getting out of the way. We get damage, which is going to put an end to our qualifying. The question is it enough? Yes, it is. Lando Norris, the closest challenger, P2. Mercedes, both cars in the top 4. And Max Verstappen, our nearest championship rival, only P6 in qualifying. Leclerc, P8. So overall, a very convincing performance. The car was brilliant, and that last lap was actually going really well until Ocon got in the way. So yeah, overall job done for qualifying. Another pole position. Pace is on the money, so hopefully we can try and convert that pole into a race win and extend our championship lead even more and get very close to the World Drivers' Championship.
Bienvenidos to the most populous city in North America. The legendary Jim Clark won the first official F1 race back in 1963 here, and we've had a veritable who's who of winners ever since. It's Mexico City, and therefore, the Mexico City Grand Prix. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right, and the remaining 7 going to the left. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Martinez lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Bottas, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Joe, Sargent, Stroll, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for today's race. Let's talk about Martinez. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Right, the intro of this video is wrong. I can win the title, and I can win it easily today. If we take this race out of the equation, there's 3 rounds left after this. Brazil and a sprint race within that, and then Vegas and Abu Dhabi. The maximum points possible for those 3 events is going to be 86 points. The gap right now between us and Verstappen is 83. So if we outscore Max by 4 points today, we win the championship. Simple as that. So right now we're P1. Verstappen, I believe, is P6. So that would mean championship winning position. So the stakes have changed and they've been raised because now we have a reason to win this race even more than before. So strategy for this one, we're going to go for a simple one-stop. Medium to hard. The game recommends soft medium or soft medium medium. I'm going to go for a bit of a longer, more conservative one, and then fuel wise 0.5 of an extra lap. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's get this win. Let's get this title and put Verstappen behind us and hopefully make history in red. Now, one thing I'll note, I think we're very high on wing compared to the AI. So realistically, the run down of turn 1 could get a little bit complicated. Either way, we'll line her up normal and race normal, and we'll see how that all works out. So hopefully a good start, and we'll take it from there. Here we go. Can we make history and win the title? Here we go. Underway. Good start, really good start. But now we'll enter the second phase, and we are going to get ripped apart. Look at that. Hamilton straight through. Not as many cars as I thought. Bit of contact there on the front wing. And again, waiting for a collision with Hamilton, who storms into the lead. Norris on softs. I'm actually happy to let him go. Perez, Russell on mediums, so we will just fall in behind these two and play the long game. Let's double check for damages real quick. Vehicle condition.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Okay, so car's healthy. No sign of Max in the top 5, which is a good start. We are still in a championship winning position as things stand. So, again, we'll play the long game. No need to rush into this.
Okay, clear.
Yellow flag behind. Not sure who that is. Albon.
I've got information on Albon for you. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
We are a passenger on the straight. Complete passenger. So the guys on softs setting the pace as expected. DRS now enabled. We are getting wrecked on the straight. Completely wrecked. I'm using a lot of battery to try and keep up. Piastri up in the P5. So still no sign of Verstappen, and Piastri also on softs. We've managed to stick with these two and stay in the DRS. We've also dropped Perez. So we're running at a strong pace already on these tyres. You can see we're looking pretty decent. Oh wow, another yellow. Let's see who that is. Second retirement of the race, inbound.
Okay, information on Verstappen. They're retiring from the race.
Wow, that's it. It's done. I'm pretty sure, I hope my math isn't wrong for that the third time in this video, but that would mean we win the title. Verstappen's out of the race, and just like that, it's done. All we have to do now is get to the finish. If I were to DNF from this race, mathematically, Max would still have a chance, and the fight would go on to Brazil. So we still need reliability to play its part, which we've had a lot of issues with this season, so hopefully the engine holds on. But right now, our finishing position doesn't really matter. As long as we score 4 points, we'll be fine. So that's the target. Either way, let's try and finish this race. Meanwhile, Norris, Hamilton going at it, which is good because we'll lose less time on the straight. These two now starting to lose a lot of time. Piastri is up to 4th and is looking very quick in the other McLaren. So we've got a multi-car fight on our hands. Yeah, we've got nothing on the straight. I could use battery, but it's kind of laughable how slow we are. Piastri to the outside. Norris cruises by Hamilton and makes an easy move. We defend from Piastri. Surely these softs must be letting go soon. I mean, my mediums are starting to let go on the rears, so surely they'll be worse off. Okay, Hamilton's visibly struggling a lot. I think we might try and get them both here. Well, I'll say that. Hamilton might disappear, but my battery's on, so I'm doing all I can. But we are going to get a big run here on Norris. Hamilton goes to the move to the outside. We will patiently wait as Norris re-challenges. Let's try and set the exit up here. There we go. Beautiful. There goes the double. Lovely. And we get the car stopped. Beautiful double move. Set that one up an absolute treat. And this is where we can do damage. We obviously have a lot more wings, so we can really try to hurt them and stretch them on their old tyres. Hamilton is noticeably slower than Norris right now. Norris seems the faster driver. So we will try to stretch them through here using our tyres and our downforce. Let's see if we can try and drop them out of DRS for the main straight. Hamilton currently still in DRS range. This is where I felt like I was a lot quicker than Lewis when I was following him. Look at that, the gap has just shot up massively there through the throttle sole. Yeah, look at that, we've doubled the advantage. Need to get on the battery here though, because Norris might go back through on Hamilton and get a slingshot, so he might well be on DRS, so we will burn everything just to maintain a margin. But that's the heavy lifting done, the hard work done. Now we can start to do our race, build out a gap, and just run our pace. Nice and relaxed. They're losing a ton of time now behind, battling really heavily. You can see the gap between Perez and Norris. Half a second covering 4 cars. So it's all kicking off back there, but we're now opening up a really big gap.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap.
On cue, Norris, Hamilton, pit. We will probably box this lap to cover off the undercut and kind of stick to the plan. We had a nice 5-second lead or so over them, so we'll stick with it. And then we'll see how the second stint goes. Everyone will probably be on mediums, we'll be on hards, so again a step harder like in the first stint. Here we go then. To cover off Hamilton and Norris, Piastri will likely pit. I wonder what Perez will do strategy-wise. Maybe go for a soft. Either way, no risk. Into the box. Lovely jubbly. Get the car now stopped onto the jacks and get everything sorted out nice and smooth. We might get held by Piastri here. No, we'll let go. Lovely. Perez stays out. So does Ocon. So we'll see what strategy they go for. Got fresh hard tyres. Norris coming around the final corner right now.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
Hamilton lost a lot of time. He's nowhere near Norris. He's quite a bit further back. There goes Magnussen. So we'll fall in behind and get some DRS from him. Piastri has actually managed to overcut Hamilton by staying out. So Lewis lost a lot of time either way. Straight back on it. Norris will be quick and will be quick for longer. Half race distance just around the corner. I might actually have to pass Magnussen, to be fair, he's very slow. Look at that, look at the traction difference. Beautiful move around the outside, I had to get it, losing too much time. Norris approaching rapidly, and there's Leclerc pitting. He has no pace, I don't know what has happened to him, but he's really fallen off.
Charles is in the pits.
Norris 1.8, and I think we'll have DRS from Magnussen, so I'll burn all the batteries on this one just to keep a gap. Perez still staying out, so probably going for a medium soft as I anticipated. All over the back of Ricciardo. He's probably going to pit this up anyway, but we can't afford to stick behind. We have way more pace, we just have to go for it. With DRS, here we go. Wow.
That move was illegal, I'm afraid, mate.
Come
Return
on,
to position.
come on Daniel, go through, mate. Oh my god, that just horrific, absolutely horrific, and that brings Norris right back into play. I thought I had space on the outside, but then he kept on moving across. I wasn't even alongside, to be fair. I should have just waited, but I thought I could have swung it around the outside. Anyway, Hamilton purple, Norris back into P1, and just like that, we're back at where we was in the first stint. At the moment, we're just being patient, recharging, also managing a bit of fuel, as I was down to 0.15, and I'm also managing tyres, so my wear is a bit more spread out. You can see here my rear is only 1% more than my front, which is a lot more like what I want. So we're just being patient, biding our time. Lando will hit the first phase soon. When he does, we'll strike. Hamilton, Piastri working together, doing pretty decent relays, and they're getting pretty close. So it's working well. We are still just waiting here, being patient. I reckon Lando will probably hit the first phase, either this lap or the next one, and he'll start to struggle and slide. Ooh, bit of a wobble there for Norris. I was just getting myself ready to pass him anyway. We've got a full charge, so we can go for it. I'm going to try and see if I can go for the fastest lap on this as well. So we'll use all the battery on this lap. We are barely making a dent to Lando, but we'll just edge ahead. Around the outside we go. That was completely suboptimal. Somehow we're still a couple of tenths up, but that was a bit of contact at the apex as well. I tried to get in tight. Lando probably washed a bit wide at the same time. I don't know if it'll be enough. Tyres sliding all over the shop. Not quite, 17.1. I think it was like a 16.9 we had to beat, so no fastest lap, but we have P1 and we've got a 2-second gap over Norris, so we can now just manage a race as we go into the last 10 laps. Hopefully, no dramas. Here we go then. After 36 laps, Verstappen retiring from the race. We are going to win the World Drivers' Championship. Objective 1 of the 2 is complete. The main one, though, the one I really want, is the Constructors to solidify Ferrari as the best team. The confetti goes up in the Foro Sol, and we indeed are going to win the World Drivers' Championship in red.
Thank you. I need a moment. Oh, you are my hero! You're my hero! You've done it! All of that work has come down to this, and you are the world champion. Great stuff.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. That's a spectacular victory, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Anthony Davidson, What helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
So there we have it then, race results in front of you right now. Hamilton with the fastest lap of the race. Leclerc finishes P9 from P16, but we secure the win and the World Drivers' Championship. Verstappen nowhere to be seen, of course, with that DNF. In the Drivers' Championship, we are now 108 points clear with 3 rounds remaining, so we are officially unreachable. No one can catch us. It's over. It's finished, which means our attention now turns to the constructors, and we have a 90-point gap over Red Bull. I'll make the correct calculations and permutations, but I believe there's a chance we could win that championship in the next race in Brazil, considering it's a double header with a sprint and a main race. So yeah guys, that is it for today's video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, guys, and yeah, leave a like for the championship victory. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the content and the channel. As always, check the links down below along with the videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.